this right here, it's bittersweet, man. Bittersweet. It's like happy but sad at the same time. Number one, I'm happy because, finally, I don't know if it's just people waking up or people are, truly understanding that, that this music is terrible. It's terrible. It's not doing nothing. It's not helping nobody. It's the same repetitious message and sound over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And that's the happy part about it, because I really, I think it's time. I think it's time. And now the sad part about it is, as a hip hop head myself, someone that has done hip hop, still continue to do hip hop, but it's sad because, that's a genre that was started, way back in the day, and watching where it came from to where it ended up and how many people it helped, and, it helped good and bad, it has its, hip hop has its moments, you know what I'm saying? But just watching something that I saw with my own eyes, come to fruition, and just watching where it became, it was good. It was, it was, like I said, it was happy and sad at the same time. I hated it, I hated seeing where hip hop went, because the main thing that's missing from hip hop that we, people my age, the Gen Xers got a chance to experience, we got to experience alternative, you know what I'm saying? Let the streets how they rap, if that's, if that sounds good to them, then, people that want to hear that, let them hear that. But, some people like, don't like street music. Some people don't like gangsta rap. Some people didn't, wasn't into it. I was more of a hip hop head. I was big on lyricism and beats and stuff like that. I didn't too much vibe to the street rap, you know what I'm saying? I was more into like spitters, cats that knew how to rhyme, so I had alternative back then, you had certain groups that wasn't doing everything. You had a variety of, you could pick and choose what you want to listen to, and I think this is a moment for us to, grasp this moment and maybe come back out, maybe start all over again, and I ain't saying reinvent the wheel. I'm just saying maybe some people, and this goes for anybody. I don't care what age you at what level you trying to sound, what trying to start at. If you're good, you're good. If you got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? To come back out. And we may have to do it organically, stay away from these labels, stay away from that industry, and use the internet to promote some good music. And then us as the connoisseurs, and the consumers out here, we need to push this stuff back to the front, because this generation have not experienced alternative. They haven't, I don't think they really got a gist or a vast experience of different type of hip hop, like being pushed to the forefront. I ain't talking about, you got your underground. Yeah, you got your underground, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of them don't know there's other music out there that you can rap a certain way and you can be just as good as the dude that's rapping the gangster rap or the street rap, and you can be just as good as him, just as lyrical, if not better. So this right here is something everybody, I think, should really look at, ponder on, think about, and I think it's time to really, like, put hip hop, for one, back into the hands of the people that created it, and let them be the decision makers on it, on who's good and who's bad and who needs to say something and who don't. We really need to take it back and make it our own again. It's not a racial thing. I'm not making it a race thing, but we know what real hip hop sounds like and what it should look like, and what people should really be talking about. It's so much information out here now, especially us old heads, man. A lot of us can get on the mic now and start telling these kids and start talking about things that matter. You know what I'm saying? And actually use hip hop as a tool to push righteousness forward, doing the right thing and staying away from the streets and what to stay from and what to watch out for, putting your experience, back on the mic. We done had enough of the street rap. We done had enough of the gangster rap. We done had enough of talking about this and the sex and the drugs, and we done had enough of that. We on overload on that stuff. A lot of this generation haven't heard decent rap being pushed forward, and it sounds good. They haven't got a good amount of it. So I don't know. Everybody just, it was a good article that I saw. I think I saw this on, I forget what, but I screenshotted it off of Facebook. But I'm definitely gonna look into that article, look more into it, because it's definitely an interesting thing to look into. So I just wanted to voice my opinion on that. Leave in the comments. Tell me what y'all think.